Go ahead,
Welcome
you
back
Laker fan. Go
to the
ahead.
Contested NBA podcast. I'm your co-host, Ethan Cope. My colleagues here.
Alex
I'm
Thomas.
Max Tepper. Very satisfied Laker fan, number 4,276.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys are watching this, I don't know when this will go up, probably Tuesday, October 13th. But right now it's Monday, October 14th, the day after the Lakers have won the 2020 NBA championship. I guess congrats to Max. It's cool.
Yeah.
Job's finished. Job's finished.
Here we go again, Job.
Job's finished. Something the Clippers couldn't say. Job's finished. Well, no, you guys said it.
Talking about the Clipper? I don't know.
You guys said
I don't even know why we still talk.
Too soon. I don't know. Hey, you said you
I don't
wanted
know.
to take jabs at me. I'll take. Alex takes jabs. Me jabs back. Alex.
I ain't taking a jab. I'm just saying you've been saying job finished for the past fucking 2 months every day.
Hey man.
Oh,
it paid off. It paid off. It worked.
Yeah.
Well, the season's over.
All right. We'll see you guys next time. No, I'm just kidding.
I think Max is the only one that has a ton to say. So go ahead, Max.
Yeah. Yeah, that game was embarrassing. I really, really feel bad that Jimmy Butler had to go out that way. But, I mean, that was just the strongest. I mean, like, really, from the perspective of a fan, a Laker fan, a player, a coach, whatever, that game for the Lakers was pretty much perfect. It was a perfect game up until the end where, you know, the 30-point lead went down to 13. But, I mean, it doesn't matter. That game was nearly perfect. The Lakers were scoring like nothing before, like we haven't seen all season. They came out with a renewed energy. They dictated the pace. They were absolutely shutting down the Heat shooters. The Heat had no answers, and Bam was, I mean, nothing for the Heat was going their way. I mean, those dudes used 6 timeouts within the first 3 quarters, and the Lakers had 6 timeouts remaining pretty much up until like most of the way through the 3 quarters because everything was just going so well. Frankie V didn't need to call any timeouts but one. I mean, it was a remarkable effort. Everyone, I can't say everyone played well on the Lakers, but definitely we had enough guys. You know, Rondo with the 19 points, KCP, I think, pulling off 15 points, but timely buckets. LeBron doing his thing, AD dominating. I mean, what more can you ask for? And then, of course, you get the chip. You win it all. It's a great, you know, it's a cathartic feeling seeing this season end. You know, it's been going on for such a long time, and it's still kind of surreal to me. But by the time the next season starts, whenever that'll be, they get their championship rings. Then it's real. But until then, I'm going to enjoy this. You guys have a good one. You guys take care of the show. I believe in you guys, all right?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Well,
do I have to invite him again?
Unless he says anything, I don't know. I was going to mention to him, he forgot one kind of big deal that happened before the game. Frankie V started Caruso, which was another adjustment, but
yeah. Also, with the Heat, I think Jimmy Butler was just y'all can take it from here.
All right. Well, the Laker fan left. So I guess we'll just give our little thoughts on this.
Hold up. I completed the rebuild time verification. Oh my God. Well, either way, I was gonna add that even like for the Heat yesterday, I mean, it was just clear and obvious that it was kind of over. Like they made that last push in games or to force a game 6 with a really good Jimmy Butler performance. But after a performance like that, when you're already down 3-1, you kind of have to figure, especially after playing the full game basically, that Jimmy Butler is just going to be tired, and he seemed like he was.
The whole team was out of gas at that point, probably.
Yeah, which is not saying like he wasn't trying or he didn't show any effort, but you could just tell he was tired. And Bam has, been battling injury the whole series, and
I think it's still up. Something was up with him.
Getting Dragic back really didn't help. He's still injured. I think shout out to him for having the heart to play.
Yeah.
But, it's just, Duncan Robinson was all right.
It's just now we're trying to say some nice things about the Heat, but I don't know. It was just a very respectful season for them. But
Jimmy Butler's a dog.
Jimmy Butler is a dog, yeah.
Jimmy Butler will always have my respect for this postseason run.
Yeah, and back to the how you said the Heat were exhausted, and also when watching the game, and it wasn't just even game 6, it was the whole series. Every time the Heat scored, it seemed like they worked really, really hard to get their bucket, but when the Lakers scored, it was just too easy for them.
Yeah, especially because Braun and AD were just so aggressive last night, and they were able to just attack the basket constantly, especially Braun. But
yeah, he I was hoping Max would be here to talk about this, but it's pretty obvious that he deserved the Finals MVP, no doubt.
Yeah, I think game 5 when Braun dropped almost a 40-point triple-double, I think it was obvious after that game. And it's weird because AD actually had a really good game. If you look at the box score, he was hitting his shots. He didn't really have any turnovers. He had a few steals and blocks each. And he put up 28 and 12. But LeBron's performance that game was just so significant.
Yeah.
And even in game 6 last night,
mm-hmm.
He just made it clear not. He ran away with the Finals MVP towards the end of the series.
Yeah, I don't know. That really wasn't a debate, man. It was in the beginning of the series, but I think the whole AD MVP thing was more kind of to take jokes at LeBron, but he ran away with it, like you said.
Yeah, I was honestly in the when we were talking about it in the group chat, I was honestly serious about AD being Finals MVP, but Braun just
yeah, but after game 3, it was
after game 3, it was and then LeBron just completely ran away with it games 5 and 6.
For sure.
But dude, what the fuck is Max doing?
No, just let him be. He wanted to enjoy his vacation. I don't know, man. This was his podcast. I was hoping he'd be here to talk about his team's success, but I guess he wants to take a hiatus.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wanted to ask him if he thinks Avery Bradley deserves a ring. Should they give it to him? I don't know. I wanted to ask him.
I can understand Avery Bradley more than DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I did want to Avery.
And Deion Waiters gets a ring. Oh, well, I guess he was on the team. But yeah, JR. Yeah, but at least they were there,
Yeah, and a lot of this championship for the Lakers, it added a lot to a lot of people's resume. Dwight got a ring now. Rondo has 2.
Dwight's resume looks fantastic now, really. It already looked great before, but just to say that he's a champion, and it's not like he didn't contribute anything. He definitely played enough to, deserve that ring. He wasn't a bench warmer fucking Costas or I don't remember. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
But another thing with Dwight, after he left Orlando, he kind of had this reputation as a locker room cancer, and this was his year to kind of redeem himself, and he did. You didn't hear any bullshit coming out of him this year. He came in, grabbed boards, blocked shots, and just put back dunks and lobs and did his job. So he had a great comeback season.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on the Lakers that I'm actually happy for. Even as a Celtics fan, at the end of the day, it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah,
that they won the championship. I'm
not
mad.
I wasn't watching the celebration all pissed. There's a lot of dudes on the Lakers that got a deserved ring.
Yeah, I was really happy to see. I guess as a Celtics fan, like biased in a way, but I was so happy to see Rondo get another ring.
And he balled out
And
too. So
yeah, Rondo definitely did his thing. I think he was really like the X factor for the Lakers these playoffs.
yeah, third best player by far.
Yeah, he really solidified that role after
Yeah.
Max is just gone.
Yeah, no, he's gone.
But yeah, I was really happy to see Dwight get a ring. I was happy to see Danny Green get a ring after all the fucking bullshit he's went through with Laker fans.
That's true. I mean,
And
KCP too. I mean, both Danny Green and KCP got bullied.
yeah, but KCP was more, he showed out more in that finals.
Yeah.
But, I mean, people just go through slumps, and then, like, I understand the frustration with fan that you want to see everyone do well, and then when someone's holding the team back, you get frustrated. That makes sense. But, with all this shit, like, I don't know, Danny Green should be, like, cut or doesn't deserve a ring, and, like, the death threats.
The death threats, that was just – sometimes fans got to chill, man. Yeah, like –
And I know that – yeah. I was just going to say, I know that's not just, like, Laker fans. Like, every fan base has people like that, but it's just so unnecessary.
Yeah, and I was going to say it's so unnecessary because, like, fans will be like – will say stupid shit like that, and the next game when they play good, they'll just, like, fucking go –
they're just dead.
They're just, like, all over them. They're like, fuck yeah, good game. And, yeah, like, even in the past podcasts, like –
it's either that or they're, like, dead silent.
Yeah.
They don't say a word about it.
Yeah, I think we've done a good job of not completely shitting on our players for no reason. So
yeah,
throughout the playoffs. Yeah, so I mean, great season for the Lakers. They were clearly the best team all year, and they came out every night with like a championship mentality. And I think even you would agree, like the Clippers and Celtics kind of had that same problem of every night they didn't come out with that hustle and intensity, and they would like kind of play sluggish or whatever, not keep the intensity from the game to game. And I thought the Lakers all year did a great job of coming out to win every game from jump. I didn't really see a part in the season where I saw them coasting or whatever. So
yeah, but also like I think the only thing you could really argue about that is that it just looked like there we go. I was just gonna say now that this motherfucker's back in here. I mean, it was like each round the Lakers had like a game where they looked like shit, but then they would just bounce back and they would dominate the rest of the series.
Yeah, and it was just their year. I mean, like they played great all year. Frank Vogel was the right coach for them for the first time, and like AD didn't get injuries this year. Rondo wasn't injured a ton. Avery Bradley had a ton of injuries before signing with the Lakers. Dwight Howard, we just talked about him before Max came in. He had some troubles before the season with the Lakers, but it was just their year, man. They played excellent. Excellent.
I was trying so hard to stay focused.
I know. But yeah, man, they played excellent all year. I mean, what can you say?
Yeah. Honestly, even, Celtics fans are supposed to hate Bron, the Lakers or whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not a LeBron fan. I respect LeBron.
Yeah, like I respected
the
Lakers.
Fan.
Yeah, I respected the Lakers this year. Like as a Clipper fan, and I'm sure as a Celtic fan, it probably sucks that our team didn't get a chip this year. But I mean, I wasn't looking at it like, man, fuck, the Lakers won. This is bullshit. Like this sucks.
Yeah, I kind of at the beginning of the year, I was like, dude, please don't let the Lakers win the championship. I would be so mad. But once I kind of accepted the fact, like after the Celtics lost, that the Lakers were going to win the championship, I was just like, you know what?
Yeah, and unfortunately Max wasn't here to listen to it, but we were happy for a lot of guys on the Lakers. A lot of guys got a chip that they deserve. So
shout out Rondo, that's my boy.
Big
I saw something.
You, Ethan. We got you.
Got me what?
We tied y'all. We tied the Celtics.
But you're not ahead.
But we tied. I mean, in recent history,
5 of those are Minnesota championships.
Minneapolis.
That's in Minnesota.
God, Max.
And 11 of your championships were won by a player 50 years ago.
Yeah, he's only like a top 10 player of all time.
Yeah, I mean it's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Do you have anything of substance to add to this
But
episode?
here's the thing:
He played
if,
against plumbers.
if the Lakers
Just
played
kidding.
back then, why couldn't they win a ring?
Because Bill Russell is pretty good, man.
This shit was so nice and civil. We were talking nicely about the Lakers in the air, and this guy fucking comes in and just starts some bullshit.
Ethan's the one that's like, get back in here. I'm serious.
Because we're doing a podcast, you fucking idiot. Stop acting like a goddamn fool.
Dude, the Lakers won. What have I got to lose? What have I got to lose? By the way, I sent a snowflake to every girl that follows me on Instagram. Every girl.
Dude.
Most of them replied. I said, "You so icy, I'm a glacier boy." Most of them left me on red, but at least I sent one to every girl.
Why would you do that? You're fucking weird.
I'm just kidding.
Why didn't you just like sit down and have like a victory cigar, some shit normal?
Bro,
I don't just have cigars laying around.
My dad
got
does.
You got a liquor store right down the street, Max.
Yeah.
That's true, but I am 20, and they won't sell it to me.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. Probably they don't seem to care much about anything.
Yeah.
Well, while you were gone, Max, we were talking about how we're happy for people like Dwight, Rondo, KCP, Danny Green after all that he's been through.
Dwight kind of made me mad.
Struggles.
In the last,
Dwight made you mad?
He deserves it. He deserves it overall. But like, if he played the whole season, like he played the last 2-3 games, I would have been like, bro, this dude should not get a ring.
And that's why you missed it, Max. Before you left, I was going to say, you didn't mention the big adjustment. In a game 6 in the finals, Frank Vogel said, Dwight, I'm pulling you out. I'm starting Caruso.
Yes, this was the first time Frank Vogel was trending after a win. This was the first time. I actually saw this article on Bleacher Report the other day. I was going to read it, and I'm probably going to later on, where it says like why Frank Vogel is the perfect coach for LeBron and whatever. I mean, when you really think about it, he brought LeBron to 7 games. Was it twice? With a team that
I think it was 7 and 6 twice. I'm not 100.
It was still very competitive.
Yeah, it was
definitely 7. Definitely 7.
1-1-7 for sure.
He definitely didn't have the talent. I mean, he had good players. He had Paul George, who was
that
really
Pacers team was good.
It was a good team.
It was a really good
team. So they bringing LeBron to 7. That's no easy feat, especially with D Wade and Bosh. So, I mean, I always liked him for that reason, but I guess Laker fans just don't because he lost 5 games in the playoffs. I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's the double standard I never understood.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank Vogel made all the right adjustments all postseason and wasn't fucking scared to make an adjustment in game 6 of the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it? Oh yeah, there's this weird double standard. It's like when the Lakers win, it's not Frank Vogel, it's LeBron and AD just carrying the rest of the squad. If the Lakers lose, it's all Frank Vogel. I don't know. But either way, I'm happy Frank is finally getting his props. He and Spo shook hands. They have that. I guess they've had a lot of
battles.
Yeah, a lot of battles through really 10 years.
Yeah, the difference was this time Frank Vogel had LeBron. So
yeah,
it helps.
A little. Yeah, a little.
When you have the true MVP and the true defensive player of the year on your team, that helps a little bit.
Yeah.
That's not to take away from Frank Vogel though, because he definitely. I mean, him and Coach Spo really were the two best coaches these playoffs, and you could tell because they were willing to, like Alex said, make adjustments that help them win games.
Yeah. I would say maybe Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse would probably be my only. No, I'm just saying, I think he's performed very well. He's just stone faced. He maximized the potential of his team in the playoffs.
Yeah, he did, but
second round exit.
We talking about Spo and Frankie V. Those were the best coaches in the playoffs.
They're a step ahead of Nick Nurse, but I also think they have more talent than the Raptors.
They of course had more talent, but I think for me in the playoffs it would probably be
I'm not. Other than Jimmy Butler, I'm not so sure that he had that much more talent than the Raptors. But
He,
Bo? I was talking about Bo.
I mean, I'm taking Jimmy Butler, Bam, and Dragic over whatever big three is on the Raptors.
yeah, for sure. But
Fred,
Like
Kyle
you said.
Lowry, and Pascal. I would definitely take that Heat big three over that. That's just me, though.
Hmm.
That's not even hate on the Raptors. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah. No, but I think Nick Nurse definitely put his team in a great position to be able to win that. I mean, if that series against the Celtics was a little bit different by just a couple possessions, the Raptors would have been losing to the Heat and not the Celtics, you know?
Yeah.
So it definitely was a close one. That's why I just think Nick Nurse is like, he's just pretty much a genius. Brad Stevens would have gotten higher than Frank Vogel, but I don't think he was able to bring that out of his team in the he couldn't figure out the 2-3 zone in the Eastern Conference Finals. He just couldn't figure it out. And Vogel, a lot of credit to LeBron, but of course the two of them were able to create a plan to get around the 2-3 zone.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, for the Celtics, it was kind of obvious when they attacked the rim, they dominated the Heat, just like the Lakers did. When they attacked the rim, they dominated the Heat. But I think it was pretty obvious if I guess he missed that. But,
Yeah, I don't know.
whatever.
Yeah, man, that series was a lot more competitive than I think a lot of people thought.
what the Heat Lakers?
Hey,
Yeah,
all I'm going to
Lakers.
say, I called Lakers in 6 before the series started.
That's true.
Because I knew the Heat were a little bit better than, well, actually not a little bit. I think they were significantly better than any other West team.
Yeah, but I think if I told you Dragic was going to be out and Bam was injured, what would you have said?
Oh, I would have said Lakers in like 4.
I was saying Lakers in 4 after game 1, but hey, credit to the Heat, like you said.
Also, I was telling Alex this before Max hopped back on, but Jimmy Butler has my respect forever.
Yeah,
That was
no one
really
could hate
like,
on him.
Very much unlike the Orlando Magic, the Miami Heat had a very respectable season and a memorable one. So,
yeah. I think Heat fans should be excited for the future, honestly, especially when you get like
they
even
got
Bam,
Atlanta someone though in 2021.
But even like Bam develops more, you still got Jimmy Butler. Dragic might leave in free agency, but that might just create an opportunity for Tyler Hero to be like take that role. And him, Kendrick Nunn, the young guys develop more. Maybe Miles Leonard gets cut.
Dragic is 34, so that can either be an excuse to underpay him. If he really likes playing with Miami, you could give him a veteran's minimum.
I think he'll probably get a contract in like the 5 to 10 million range from some team around there.
He's definitely worth more than that, though.
But if he wants to stay on the Heat, I don't know. But
3 years, he could sign for 3 years and get at least
like a
million.
I'd say like a 3-year, $30 million deal. But that's just me. I think 15 million is overpaid, but hey, man, hopefully Dragic gets
I don't
back.
think so.
He deserves it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's absolutely like heartbreaking for him. This is what your whole career has led to. Now you're injured, and I don't know, man. They made it a 6-game series without Bam for most of it, without Dragic for pretty much all of it.
They really didn't get like a healthy Bam for like almost the whole series.
Yeah.
He came out in spurts, in really good spurts, where he would rebound very well. He would get to the basket, but most of the games he was pretty much just non-existent.
Yeah,
you wouldn't even notice he was there.
Fumbled every single pass in the paint. It was bad, man. It was bad.
But yeah, especially game 6. It was
game
was
6 was bad.
But
yeah.
Now every team in the East missed their opportunity because next year it's going to be the KD and Kyrie show.
Max would disagree. Hey, I'm sure we'll be talking about that.
I'm just saying it's not automatic. That's all I'm saying.
Fair.
I know, but bro, I'm sorry. If the Nets see like Giannis in a series, KD's bitching that fool.
Let's talk about those
I'm
way
sorry,
too early Vegas odds though.
Real quick.
Hey,
Yeah,
Nets
let's
plus
talk about those real
1,200.
quick.
Throw a bill on that.
Yeah, throw a bill on it. Let's pull it up. Where is it? So we can all say that the Lakers are at the top of the list for obvious reasons.
Assuming they re-sign AD.
Okay, so Lakers Lakers at the top. I think they have a really good chance to go back to back. I think they can sign another like really key player this offseason.
Yeah, I was gonna say next year if they do want to go back to back, they're gonna need to sign like a solid third option because Rondo's getting older and clearly there's no one else on that team that you can rely on to be a consistent third option.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, Max, this could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure like the Lakers, like most contenders, are gonna have like 5 to 10 million to work with in free agency.
Which is enough for a decent,
decent. Yeah, I'm
consistent scorer.
But like they're not getting like a Jeremiah Grant or something like that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, probably not.
They
but
can also make a trade though.
Yeah, the Danny Green salary with Kuzma as a filler could probably get something.
I don't know what team would want that.
Well, no, the Danny Green is just there to make the money work, but maybe someone likes Kuzma. So
that's true.
That's the best.
Those dudes were rough.
I was just saying that's the best package, or the most realistic way to get a significant player in return.
Yeah.
You know, like on some hateful shit, low key. I feel bad for Danny Green, but dude, I hate Kuzma.
I like Kuzma.
Dude, I wish Kuzma was like I'm rooting for him, but he gives me every reason not to.
He gives every reason for NBA fans to just make fun of him and bully him.
I just love that video.
Bro,
I just love that video. Whenever like he's whenever they bag on Kuzma or something, they have like the clip of him dancing to Hot Shower by Chance the Rapper, and it's like Hot Lana Hot Shower, and he's like, ooh. It's like, I don't know. He's the only person that ever had that reaction to that
Kuzma
song.
definitely got some deserved criticism. Of course, they're the fans that go overboard, but I like Kuzma still. I still think he could be something.
It could be a diet, no sugar, no calories, Carmelo Anthony.
Okay.
Like a way watered down Carmelo Anthony.
Like tonic water, Carmelo.
Yeah, tonic water.
Or like sparkling seltzer.
Yeah, exactly. Like seltzer water, like mineral water, something like that with electrolytes. Anyways, go on.
I was just gonna say the video that gets me worked up every time is when Duncan Robinson was like, "That's a fucking foul," and he was just like,
"Okay."
That is true though. When I saw that clip, I was like, first of all, why did he complain like that? And second, he fucking fouled him too.
Bro, that was the first thing I noticed when I watched that video was Kuzma jumping like a fucking baby deer.
Bro, I was like, why do you move like that? Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
I was like, bro, there's no way you're a human being. Kuzma's not real.
Probably not.
He's just a bot that's in the NBA.
Hey, but check out these odds, though. So at the top, you got the Lakers. The second, you have the Clippers, which makes sense. Then it gets weird because then you have the Bucks, which I have no idea. Like, if they're not signing anyone, even if Giannis develops a jumper, I don't see it going anywhere.
Hey, man, if Giannis develops a jumper, they're getting out the East. That's all I'm saying. But I don't think he is. I don't think he will.
Over one offseason?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he will.
But I don't even think he will if he does develop one.
No.
Just even a decent one?
I'm just saying, if he has a decent jumper, like the Bucks are coming out the East. That's what I said.
It's going to take him more than one offseason to really develop like an offensive game like he needs to have.
Yeah, and I feel like when it gets to a point with some of these guys, like they are who they are. Like Giannis and Ben Simmons, I don't know if they'll ever get a jumper. Like they kind of are who they are.
And they're phenomenal players, but, you know.
They're limited. That's all.
Yeah.
So then you have, after the Bucks, you have the Warriors, which when you think about it, the Warriors being fourth kind of makes sense. Then you have the Celtics, who are tied.
I think I put the Celtics over the Warriors.
You have the Celtics tied for the fifth best odds with the Nets, which to me just doesn't. But how are you going to take the Bucks over the Nets?
Well,
Wouldn't even take.
I'm assuming
Celtics,
KD will.
honestly.
I don't know. It really depends on KD's Achilles. We'll see how.
That might be why
It's
the
gonna be
odds are kind of
fine.
low on the
That's
Nets.
why if KD doesn't come back to KD, then the Nets are not gonna be a contender.
Yeah, but I think he'll be fine.
We'll see. That's an Achilles, bro. That shit ain't easy.
All I know is when KD comes back, he's gonna prove why he's arguably the best player in the league.
I hope so. I like KD.
Yeah, I like KD. I'm not mad at him anymore for ruining the league.
He didn't ruin the league. He just.
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
He did.
People just mad he fucked. Like the Warriors just beat the shit out of everyone.
He ruined the league for 2 years.
Well,
Yeah, but
he didn't though, because the Rockets took him to 7, and then the Cavs in 2017 had a real shot to beat the Warriors. But hey, man, that's none of my business. I don't even know why I brought that up.
Yeah, but they decimated the Cavs, and they still won against the Rockets.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Okay, I'm over the Warriors hate, man. That was like so like.
yeah, me
What?
too.
That was so like 11th grade of me or 10th grade of me to be mad at the Warriors. That shit's done with. Credit to them. They put a great team together.
I'm
Kicked
just
everyone's ass.
I'm just glad that the Lakers were able to win some of those games against the Warriors. Won more games against that Warriors team than LeBron did in the finals.
So did Lou Will and Trez.
Celtics also won a couple games against those Warriors teams, but that's when I had hope for them, and then Kyrie failed.
Yeah. All right, who's next on that list, Max?
I mean, after that, it doesn't. Those are the real contenders.
Does
like,
it even
after
really
that,
matter
there's-
after that? Or
No,
what are
not
they?
really.
Okay,
I think
what
it
are
goes
they-
into like the Mavericks after that.
Wait, what are the Heat sitting at?
Oh, the Heat are right under the Nets.
Oh, they're
Which
sixth.
honestly makes sense to me.
Or I guess they'd be 7th.
I think that he might take a step back next year, depending on how free
Seventh.
agency goes, obviously. But they might take a step back next
It's
year.
way too early to tell because
It is, yeah.
like there's all the rumor. I don't think the Nets roster is really going to change that much, along with the Celtics. I mean, like the Celtics might add a big man, like they need to. They should add a big man, but I
We'll
don't
see
know,
all that. We'll
the
for
Nets-
sure have some content on the
Nets
offseason.
Nets might trade Dinwiddie or whatever,
Mm.
and then
Lakers are getting Dinwiddie, by the way.
Yeah.
Best believe.
the Lakers could make a move. AD could leave for whatever reason. I don't think that's happening.
No, that's not happening.
How do you feel about that one, Max?
I don't know, man. The
If
reporter
Max
asked
is
him,
still worried about AD leaving, bro, I don't even know what to say.
"Hey, man, Kawhi won the chip. He won an asterisk chip just like AD did, and he
Listen,
left.
Listen, man, because Kawhi was in Canada and he wanted to come home.
And AD is going to come home to Chicago.
If you want to go to Chicago, he would have requested a trade to Chicago.
It's too early. I'll give you my predictions when next season starts.
Yeah, AD, please go play with Zach LaVine in Chi-Town. I beg.
Have fun being a fucking.
The reporter asked him, and AD was like, "When that time comes, the time comes, or whatever."
That was pretty good.
When it's time to make that decision, I'll make the decision.
You kind of sound like a mixture of AD and Charles Barkley. That's what you sound like.
Guarantee.
Yeah.
If Kermit the Frog had a deep voice, that's AD's voice.
Yeah.
Man,
Kermit the Frog here.
And Mahomes is just straight Kermit. He doesn't even have a mixture.
Yeah.
God.
But I mean, it's just too early to tell. There's been like the whole, CP3 to the Bucks possibly, or maybe the Celtics trade for a big man. Maybe the Lakers get third star.
Max,
maybe the Heat make a big move.
The second team
exactly.
you listed on the power rankings doesn't even have a head coach currently, so see what happens.
But talent-wise, they're there.
Yeah,
no one can doubt that.
They just need
as much as
salty Laker
fans want to say, the Clippers talent-wise are right there.
They are. They just.
I agree.
I don't know. Fools can't realize that Doc Rivers wasn't a good coach these playoffs. But the thing
Fools
is,
can't realize that the Clippers actually have like a respectable team.
Wait, can I just say one more thing about that Denver series?
Yeah.
I saw a stat today. So in Game 5, when the Clippers lost by 5, In the second half, the Nuggets outscored the Clippers by 18 points when Trez was on the floor. That's all. I just want to say that. In a game they lost by 5. That's all.
Hey, all
Joey,
I'm saying is
it's up to you.
All I'm saying is
Shout out to Joey.
Yeah.
like when we say Doc was a bad coach these playoffs and he made very poor decisions, that's not saying Doc Rivers is a bad coach. I'm just saying like people twisted that so much and we're just like, oh, the Clippers fucked up. Like, bro, clearly Doc Rivers and what the Clippers was not working out because they had underachieved every season they were expected to like be champions.
Not to say, I'm sure we'll have a episode on when the Clippers make the hire, but I hope they hire someone that I like. I'm pretty sure no one knows the person that I would like, but we'll see what happens when they're hired or whoever's hired.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I mean the way I feel about Doc, and I think all three of us feel, is like Doc kind of fits into this like weird gray area of like he failed as a coach, but he's still a good coach.
Yeah.
Like he deserved to get fired, but any team would be lucky to have him.
Yeah, he's just like a good guy too. I don't know. He's a good leader. I don't know.
It's just something like doesn't click for him in the playoffs, and like I'm gonna be honest. I think the only reason that he won a championship with the Celtics is because they're just fucking loaded.
I don't know about all that. I wasn't watching the 2008 playoffs, but I don't know.
I mean,
I'll give Doc that respect.
When you got
No, please don't show the picture. Please don't show the picture.
Yes.
He's showing the picture.
Bro, can you please put tape on Kendrick Perkins' ass? Like he needs to get out of that picture.
Hey, Kendrick Perkins was not bad with the Celtics.
I love those Kendrick Perkins like hoop tapes of him like setting screens with like no one around.
And he was like
and it's like playing like the dramatic music.
Yeah,
he's like throwing passes out of bounds and shit.
When he was on the Thunder and he goes up for like an underhand like dunk or whatever, and he just throws it like
in the ground because it doesn't even hit the rim.
It doesn't even hit the rim. He just threw it at the net.
Yeah. Oh, this podcast took a turn. Jeez.
Yeah.
Was there any other interesting nuggets that anyone else had?
Apparently Jamal Murray is like this amazing generational talent.
Oh God! Don't get me started. It's gonna take
the best guard under 23 years old.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Jamal Murray. I need to see that dude in a real playoff setting. But
we'll also need to see him perform in the regular season.
Yeah, he really like.
I know like playoffs matters more, and playoffs is when you really see how good people are. But I mean, you still gotta like the regular season still counts.
He had a good run, and people want to jump on him. But hey.
I jumped on him a little bit, but not to the point where I'm saying he's like a top 5 guard in the league.
Yeah.
No, he's really good. I mean, there's no doubt. Like, you can't discredit what he did.
Yeah,
but like the most important thing, even if this did happen in front of a crowd, it's like
it's
sus that this came out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, is this going to happen again?
Probably not.
And if he does it again, then cool. I mean.
Yeah. Then we'll have a sit down and have a conversation about whether he's the top guard under 23, 24, whatever it is.
Well, okay, first off, that's just not true.
No.
I mean, Devin Booker literally exists in the NBA.
Yeah. But then again, we've never seen him in a playoff setting.
He dropped 70 in one game. That's all I need to see from him. But also, like, Trae Young is still in the NBA.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. Like, if anyone thinks Jamal Murray is better than Trae Young,
no.
Get some.
Yeah, I'm taking Trae.
Also, like, I know the Jazz like lost, but people completely forgot that Donovan Mitchell actually outplayed Jamal Murray that series.
Yeah, Jamal Murray was horrible in Game 7.
Yeah, I mean, so is Donovan Mitchell, honestly. If you look at the numbers, like, he shot like shit. But let's not act like Donovan Mitchell wasn't fucking even crazier that series. Yeah. It was pretty even, but...
It's a weird
and plus, Donovan Mitchell is just...
coming out.
Donovan Mitchell. I mean, Jamal Murray has probably the best center in the entire league.
Yeah, and I mean, T. Mitch has Mike Conley performed in the first round. Believe it or not, Mike Conley's actually
the
really
years
solid.
before.
Yeah, but
and then he defeated in his rookie season. He defeated Russ and Paul George, and then they go, "Oh well, those guys are boot." It's like these guys are no matter what, these guys are superstars.
These guys are MVP
that's actually
caliber
funny.
players at full strength.
That's actually funny because they said, I remember Joey. I'm calling Joey out because he's going to be on this pod over the off season, which for the fans you guys will hear from him. But he even said in the group chat, he was like, he beat the Thunder, yes, but Russ is boot. And then he was saying the Rockets are great because James Harden and Russell Westbrook are great together. It's like there's a little bit of an inconsistency there.
Russell Westbrook literally averaged a triple-double in the past 3 years, but I guess that's none of my business.
I mean, the first year it really helped the Thunder. After that, it was all kind of for show, to be fair.
But
to be fair, it was also kind of for show in the first year, but hey, whatever.
Okay, but it was like a good, it wasn't like his inconsistent, inefficient triple-doubles.
It was cool, but I think people really enjoyed it more just because KD left him. So it was the whole story of, oh man, KD left Russ, let's rally around him.
He was also just way more efficient that year, though, than his other two triple-double years.
I mean, yeah, that clearly was his best year.
Yeah.
But after that, it was
talking about the Lakers winning a championship to Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, what the?
Hey man, the Lakers won a championship. I don't know if you guys knew that, but the Lakers won a championship.
I know their 10-year drought just ended. I mean, wow, what a drought, man! I don't know how they pulled it off. Man,
wow,
jeez.
Hey, 4 out of 5 last decade started with a Lakers championship.
Yeah, there was one question that Rachel Nichols asked. She was like, Jeannie Buss, the past decade has had so many ups and downs. It's like,
man, shut your mouth.
What? Oh my God. Yeah. Ups and downs. Fuck.
What are you talking about, bro?
If AD and LeBron are my ups and downs, then please.
Yeah, but it's not just that. It's missing the playoffs for 6 years, having your best player tear his Achilles right before the playoffs.
Yeah, bro. I'm just saying that's not a drought. That's all I'm saying. A drought is 50 years Cleveland Cavaliers. A drought is 50 years Cubs. Those are droughts, not some little 6-year playoff
100
drought.
years.
I mean,
were they?
Not playoffs, but World Series.
Oh.
That was 108 years.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, that's
crazy.
That's a fucking drought.
The Dodgers haven't won a World Series in 32 years. I feel like that is considered a drought for sure.
Yeah, that's a drought.
I feel like a drought has really got to be
generational.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really got to be 15 plus years.
Even 25, dude. I'm just saying, missing the playoffs 6 years ain't so.
I know it was a miserable 6 years. There was really no hope for the Lakers at all.
I don't even think it was miserable because when they drafted Lonzo, everyone was fucking going crazy. They were still hyping.
It didn't result. It didn't.
But it was still fun. God.
No, it did. No, it wasn't.
You guys were always popping off in the group chat. Y'all were enjoying
for
it.
memes. He was bad.
Oh man.
He was bad. We could never get him to where he needed to be. We did. I mean, LeBron helped him a lot last season, a little bit, especially with defensively, and I mean, yeah, he definitely helped. If there's
defensively,
one season,
last year,
Lonzo was good on defense last year.
You said LeBron helped them with defense last year.
No, I'm saying LeBron helped him overall, and Lonzo did well defense. Dude, I don't remember. That was 20 seconds ago, so I don't remember. But
yeah.
If there is one year that the Lakers were fun to watch, that they missed the playoffs, it would have been last year's Lakers with LeBron and a whole bunch of young players that don't know what they're doing.
I feel like that would be more miserable than
I feel
the playoffs with some scrubs.
Yeah, if I'm gonna be
No.
honest, 'cause it was kind of like disappointing.
Yeah.
It was disappointing, but like, well, no, because every Lakers season was kind of disappointing because they always started out well, but then fizzled out.
Okay, but
I don't
when
know,
you
but
guys
'cause
had
I just-
fucking Jordan Clarkson as your best starter.
No, but I mean, I didn't care about watching the Lakers. It's just like they were so uninteresting to watch. After, well, Kobe retired in 2016, and then we got LeBron in 20. So that stretch, it was like I tuned in when I could, but it was like after the first 20 games, it was just so boring. I might as well just watch other teams. Not that I didn't like the Lakers, I still supported them and whatever. But when they got LeBron, at least I could watch LeBron and then there was that whole like nail biter of like whether they would make the playoffs or not,
I guess.
which they.
You're the Laker fan. You could speak on that.
I don't know. That's just me.
I don't
It was
know if
fun
I
watching. What?
never mind, just go on.
No, I was saying a useless point. I was just gonna say like it was fun to actually watch the Clippers last year, like overachieve and like take the Warriors to 6.
I don't know.
At least
Yeah,
some some LA team was able to do it.
I wish you don't have to watch your team
I guess that was
Yeah.
cool.
get 1 or 2 games from the finals and then just
Dog, anyway, I would have just rather just missed the playoffs 6 years than have some disappointing exit. So I don't know, man.
This year
I mean,
wasn't
yeah, obviously.
disappointing, but like watching your team make the Eastern Conference Finals and then they lose is kind of tough.
Yeah.
You said you were happy with their performances though,
He's
and the
Okay,
progress
but-
they've made.
Yeah, but I'm still disappointed they lost because I feel like they could have won that series.
They definitely could have. Like I said, talent-wise, they're better than the Heat.
It's all good. When we get MVP caliber Jason Tatum next year, they'll give the Nets a run for their money. Hey, all I'm saying, Tatum's going to be a starting all-star next year.
Probably.
Book it.
all I want is the coach I like and Trez to be gone. That's all I ask for. So hey,
I just
Why?
need the Lakers to go back to back. That's
they've-
all.
I'm calling it right now. They're going back to back right now.
They're probably going back to back. If they
They're
can sign
going
a,
back to
a, a reliable third option, that's the nail in the coffin.
Guarantee. Lakers are going
Oh,
back to back.
God. I
As it
hate that you guys
stands,
did.
They are going back to back.
Got them. We just jinxed you.
They are going to beat the Nets in the finals.
All right, we're really
They
rambling
could.
on. I don't know
Yeah.
how long this podcast has been going for.
I don't think it's been super long. I think our last one was longer. But anyways, let's just end it here then.
All right. From the Contessa NBA crew, I am your co-host, Ethan Cope.
Max Tepper.
Alex Toma and Steve Ballmer, if you're listening to this, don't hire Mike Brown as your first choice, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I saw.
All right. And if there's anything
Yeah.
you disagree with us on, go ahead and contest it. We'll see you guys next time. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, do whatever to support the podcast. We appreciate anything. See you guys next time.
Lakers going
Peace.
back to back.
I agree.